the Varsity 845 football show. I'm Sal Interdonato here with the Varsity 845 crew, Josh Backen and Will Montgomery. Big week of Section 9 football. We're hitting the semifinals, and right away Josh went to Burke Catholic to talk to the Eagles about their Herculean task of stopping the Iron Dukes. They're the four-time defending Class B champions. Josh, what did you find out?
Well, obviously the keys are stop Marlboro's run and try to get the passing game going on offense. Obviously much easier said than done against Marlboro, but they kept it close in both matchups last year. Austin Londo and Josh Fennicle spoke about how they plan to do that this time around.
Well, now us being able to run very well, it's going to make defenses think more. Like against Marlboro last time, our passing was our strong point, so now they're going to have to really focus on the run. That's going to open up room for a passing game and running game.
Well, they're more of a run team. They don't pass a lot. What I think we need to do is we need to contain the outside. They try to run jet sweeps a lot, and quarterback right up the middle, like counter off that, stuff like that. The keys to keeping it close last year against them was basically just to shut down the run game. It kind of sucked what happened to us last year, but I think it's going to be a different outcome this year.
I also stopped at Port Jervis. They'll be facing Goshen in Middletown at 7 p.m. Friday. And it could be a contested matchup, but Port Jervis's Jack Piscatelli feels pretty confident about this one.
To be honest, I think they got overrated, and they're getting hyped up a little bit more than they should. I think Friday we're going to show them and the rest of the section that that's not the case, and they shouldn't be overrated at all. Well, their linebackers are very good at stopping the run up the middle. I don't think they're that fast, so I feel like a lot of outside runs, we should definitely beat them to the corner and score a lot of touchdowns.
We have 6 more games to talk about this weekend. Josh, another A matchup is Cornwall versus New Paltz. Cornwall, the heavy favorite. Talk about that matchup.
Yeah, New Paltz has a very difficult task ahead of themselves. And Cornwall obviously has a great passing game, as always, with Jason Bailey. They've really established the run this year, and they've got an excellent pass rush. It's going to be difficult for New Paltz, who just broke a 3-game losing streak last week with a win against Monticello.
Will's going to break down the Class B and Class C games, semifinals.
Start first in Class B. We got number 2 O'Neill versus number 3 Spack&Kill. These teams have not played each other this year. This will be the first time. O'Neill is 7-1. Their only loss is to Liberty. No shame there. And Spack&Kill's lost twice. Lost to Marlboro. They lost to Goshen. Again, no shame there. So we got 2 really good teams coming into that game, obviously with the winner to take on the Marlboro Burke winner in the Class B final. And in Class C, we have a pair of semis this weekend. Number 1 Liberty takes on number 4 Sullivan West. This is a rematch. Liberty beat Sullivan West during the regular season 52-0, so the Indians will be big favorites in that one. And in the other semifinal, we have one of the games of the weekend. Number 2 Millbrook plays number 3 Chester. The first time they played, Millbrook won 30-26, so I think you can expect another close game that comes down to the wire here in that semifinal.
Josh, Double A, everybody expects Monroe and Newburgh to play in the finals every year. Think that's what's going to happen this year?
It's looking most likely, but Minnesink's not going to back down against Monroe Woodbury. Minnesink obviously coming off a very dominant victory last week against Warwick. Really got the run game going as always, but also had a lot of 4th down conversions. Those are going to be difficult against Monroe Woodbury's defense, but obviously it's a good sign for Minnesink that they're not afraid to do that, and they've been successful in the past. Also in Class AA, we've got Valley Central versus Newburgh, and it's going to be interesting to see because obviously it does look like it's going to come down between Monroe and Newburgh again this year, but we'll see if Valley Central is ready to enter that equation, if only for this season. Obviously, both defenses are going to have a tough time. Valley Central the edge in the passing game. Newburgh's got a very deep backfield, as always. So we'll see how this one goes.
Is there any team that might be the underdog that could have the best chance of pulling off an upset this week, Josh, in your mind?
It's hard to say, but I'd say Chester has the best chance of that against Millbrook. They lost to Millbrook in a close one this season, but it's difficult to doubt a Ron Stover team in the playoffs, and they've really gotten back on track the last couple weeks defensively, and Chris Battiato having a couple great games.
Enjoy the football this weekend. For highlights, check out Varsity845.com and our Varsity845 Twitter account. For Josh Backen and Will Montgomery, I'm Sal Interdonato for Varsity845.com.